Good evening, everybody, and happy holidays. Tonight, 1:46, and it's that time of year where we'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and whatever is close and near and dear to you. But also, a good point that Ben brought up, it's a perfect opportunity just to have a little quick blurb on mental health, right, Ben?
Yes. We love to talk about mental health, strangely
Or the
enough.
lack thereof in all of our dysfunctioning chats.
We have been actively working at having a mental health between us.
But I mean, we joke, but the reality is we have been checking in on each other throughout most of the pandemic and while we've been doing Atlantic Bushcraft and things like that. And we hope that you folks out there are doing much the same. I mean, sometimes it's just worth giving a call to somebody or having a video chat or doing something like this just to kind of get your mind in a different place and de stress yourself a little.
Well, I think you just hit on something that's very important. This alone for us is a part of our mental health. It's reaching out to a friend, having a conversation, sharing a common interest, and that's helped both of us, I think, over the last couple of years because we've been doing this for close to 2 years now. Um, as we joked minutes before the show, how long we've been at this.
What went through my
Um,
head was, did we bring COVID? And I know we didn't, but it's very ironic. We started in like March 2019 and 2019, 2018. When did we start? Roughly
2018.
2018. Okay.
We had a full clear year before COVID.
Oh, sweet.
Think about it. We do. It's 52 weeks in a year, and we're at
Oh yeah,
146.
we're going on our third year, aren't
Third
we?
year, 3 year
Oh
anniversary,
man.
buddy.
Okay,
We
I'm a
missed.
full year off anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, look. First off, let's just get rid of one myth because I looked it up to make sure. And there used to be a myth going around that like Christmas was the high time for suicides and depression, and apparently that isn't true. I looked it up. There's quite a few posts and like articles stating that this isn't true. Although January is quite high for some reason on some of the stats, and but it's pretty well year round problem. Um, but it was one of the things that clued me into it because I always heard that but mental health I think is something we need to visit a lot. And right now, like just here in Nova Scotia, COVID numbers are high again. Restrictions are coming in. It's getting harder to go around and see friends and talk to people. It is Christmas. Some people are going to be struggling with the fact they can't see friends and family and do the things they normally do, and that's hard. Like it is hard. And what we've always pushed is getting outside, doing some exercise. Being in the woods is a good for your mental health. And so, I mean, that's a big part of us, whether we're actually actively talking about it or just talking about stuff that's, brings us joy and happiness and helps us feel good about ourselves and develop. We'd like to encourage others to find and do similar things.
And yeah, no, and I mean, honestly, folks, if you're having a hard time, you just want somebody to reach out and chat to, uh, like shoot us a message or something like that. It may take us a second to get back to it. Don't get us wrong. But if you shoot us an email and you just want to chat, we're going to return it. I mean, it being an actual email, we're not looking for all the weird stuff that can follow with that, but legitimately. Uh, and there's probably somebody in your life that's much that like, or can be that person for you too. I'm sure if you think good and hard on it, there's somebody out there. But if for whatever reason you can't think of that person, by all means, shoot us a message and we'll have a quick chat with you. Maybe we can have you on a show and we'll have a chat. Whatever it takes, to perk up your spirits, have a good time. Because as anybody can probably tell with the way Ben and I carry on, that's what we're about. We do this because we enjoy it. We have a good time, and I mean that's we're more than willing to try and spread that to anybody that needs it.
Oh yeah. Um, and just know that as much as sometimes things seem down or off or not, is it's rarely as bad as you actually think it is. Statistically, it is. It's rarely as bad as you think it is, and more people care and are there for you than you kind of realize. Um, and like that's important, and I realize that more and more, like almost every day, because I have in the last little while had the both fortune and misfortune to need to call someone for help and for just to be there, and people have gladly been there for me, and that's been great. And those that know who you are. I don't think that needs much more. But just know that when you do reach out to people, they are usually pretty glad to hear from you and know that that you do need them and that you can help or they can help you. So just know that that's an avenue there. Uh, and again, we want to throw our bushcraft in there because we think it's awesome. A great way to get with friends and have fun is to get out in the woods and have a campfire and have a little boil up and have some fun.
And
Because there's
yeah,
nothing beats, and this is our personal opinion, but we will stand behind this. We will fight. This is the hill we will die on. There's nothing beats sitting in the woods with a cup of coffee or tea any time of year. Any time of year.
the only
Almost
thing that makes
regardless.
us better is friends to share the experience.
Yeah. Yes. So, if you're ever wondering what the best, according to Atlantic Bushcraft Adventures, the best thing in the world is having a little boil up in the woods. It is the best thing in the world.
And it's that easy. Quite literally, it is that easy. It doesn't have to be a big thing. Grab yourself a couple tea bags, some instant coffee, some hot chocolate, whatever your thing is. Go for a little hike. I mean, if you're not allowed to make a fire due to your area's restrictions or whatever like that, because we know some people aren't in our hemisphere. They're not experiencing snow. They might have nice weather. So whatever the case may be, you can still get out there, use a little alcohol stove, something like that, if your local laws permitting. Boil up a nice hot drink and chew the fat with some friends.
And nobody can tell me you can't afford an alcohol stove because we have a video that shows you how to make an alcohol stove for under 10 cents.
But
Actually, 11 cents. But
yeah, if you can find the penny.
if you can find a penny, if you
But
can't
no.
find a penny, it's going to cost you 15 cents. I'm sorry.
Hey, I used a quarter with mine. Mine was high end. I don't recommend the quarter. It actually is a little too big for the purpose.
Dime is a little better. It's almost the
Dime
same
would be
size,
good.
and it's lighter. Just say it.
But yeah, I mean, long story short, we just wanted to make sure everybody out there is staying safe, staying healthy. We highly encourage you to try and talk to the people around you, friends, family, loved ones, whatever. Try to get a little joy going. I mean, hopefully it's this time of year means that to some of you out there at least. Try and get that spirits up. I mean, COVID sucks. We know that. We've harked on it for the last 2 years. Sounds like we're beating a dead horse, but I mean, honestly, it just keeps coming back to haunt us. Like Ben said, the restrictions here just went through the roof again. I'm sure a lot of people in this local area getting down in the dumps. I mean, we feel it, but it's still a good time of year just to appreciate what you do have, who you
I
can.
think.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. I think it's actually been a bit of a boon for the outdoors people though. Like a lot of people who've gotten away from the outdoors, who used to travel and do other things, can't, and they're coming back to it. You're seeing more and more people in the woods. Like booking campsites is actually hard now. Like it's difficult. So people are getting out. People are doing it. It hasn't stopped people really from getting out and doing stuff. It's just changed, and we just had to adapt.
Yeah, and I agree. It hasn't necessarily been the worst thing for us, but um, still, I mean, even this time of year in general, SADS is a real thing too.
Yes.
I mean, there is, the season can affect how you feel, especially when it gets colder, days are shorter. It can just lead to some depression and some mental health issues and things like that. And they're not, don't ever feel isolated. When we say issues, it's not like it's a stigma in any way. And I think one of the good things about the day and age we're in now is I think the stigma of it has vastly disappeared a lot. It's a lot more of a comfortable subject, and I think that's great. I think people do need to realize it about more. I'm sure at least anybody's heard of somebody or read in the news that's been affected by mental health, and there's a lot of negativity around it, and it doesn't need to be. We can, if we're more free and open to talk, it'd be a lot better off at least. Ben and I, we chat about a lot of stuff, and what personal feeling, a lot of people deal with sensitive issues with dark humor. And I mean, in the first responder field, we deal with a lot of stuff with dark humor. That doesn't mean that they're necessarily bad people. It means it's a coping mechanism for perhaps a lot of stuff that people are going through or have seen or have experienced or felt, and they don't really know how to express it either simply through dark humor. It makes it a little bit more acceptable. So just be aware of that. Try not to judge too early. And yeah, be good to each other. I can't remember who said that, but
I do a first aid course, um, and I bring up the mental health because that's a part of the St. John's Ambulance First Aid Help, and it's really been interesting over the last couple of years of me doing it. When I bring it up, the people that I actually thought I'd have like the most pushback or most resistance to this subject have actually been some of the biggest supporters. It's surprising how important it is to people. And some of the roughest, most hard to get along with people are very pro mental health, and it's really interesting to watch. So you'd be surprised. It's gained a lot of respect and understanding in the world, which I think is awesome.
no, I completely agree. Sorry, I was dealing with something in the comments there. I deleted your comment, Logan Cooper, and if you were a real person, I apologize. Just shoot another comment in there, and I'll restore it and all that good thing. But I'm fairly confident that's an auto spam bot, and that's why that comment was deleted. It was nothing gross or grotesque or anything like that. It was just nonsense, but we don't need that kind of crap. That weighs on mental health.
This is not a place for Autobots.
Unless they're in disguise. Yes, Transformers reference. I'm guilty as a geek.
Strange, we all are. Um, Anyways, so yeah, we just wanted to bring it up. We just wanted a quick chat on that. But we do definitely, I know you've already said it, but I want to throw it out there too. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, all that stuff. We will be talking to you guys once again before the new year. So next week we will be back.
29th.
We'll have a subject, and we are looking forward to it. But yeah, I hope everyone who gets presents this time of year, if that's your thing, I hope that you get at least one thing you can use in bushcrafting. But that's just us hoping. It doesn't mean you need one to have a great holiday. But I think, something, a pair of socks, a knife,
A Bic lighter. I mean, it doesn't have to be much.
Is great. But yeah, I hope everyone manages to, in the next few weeks, get a chance to get out. And I'm definitely hoping in the new year, more and more people try this and experience new things. Don't be afraid to try new things. And as always, test before you commit to it. Because that's our big thing. Test your gear before you use it in the field, because you don't want to, especially if it's something you're depending on. It's, if you take testing at a new carving knife, yeah, you can test that in the woods. Doesn't matter. But if you're planning on using that carving knife to make your whole shelter, yeah, test that before you get it.
Make sure it holds up. And remember the Band-Aids. Be safe.
I picked up the anti-cut gloves from the dollar store, and they've been surprisingly good.
I wondered how good they were. That's a future discussion. Anyway, yeah. We're going to keep it, short and sweet tonight. It's real close to Christmas for those of us around this area and that celebrate it. So we'll leave you with that. Be good to each other. Get out there. Be safe, but have fun.
Night,
everybody.